Sana. The 11th embodiment. Postures and, different kinds of support for this embodiment. It's, the other bodies are created from the intersection of two meridians. The positive, negatively charged meridians create a magnetic field. That's the body. The 11th embodiment is just imagine that all the stars are being held in the universe. The universe is the 11th body. And all the stars are the different bodies that we have. So the universe is the 11th embodiment. It's the cool thing is that all these planets, the first body being Mercury, they all line up exactly in the way that the universe. So it's whatever's out there, the macro, is the same within your constellation of your being. The gravity of the sun is what holds all the planets together in their orbit. The gravity of your radiant body is what holds your bodies in their orbit. And the 11th embodiment is the space, it's a manifestation that holds all of that. The 11th embodiment is about your biggest vision, your greatest, we would say, unto infinity and beyond, like that movie. It's a very futuristic mindset. It's the capacity to see way beyond what's happening in this 3D reality. It's the culmination of all the 10 bodies, the expression of your most authentic self. So the way you notice that the 11th embodiment is not aligned properly is when you're narrow-minded, when you're really not able to see a future or a positive outcome or anything like that. Small thinking, a lack of future vision. Especially in our world today, it's so important to hold on to what you know to be a worthwhile outcome for all of us being here on this planet, instead of focusing on what actually is. The people with 11s in their numerology, in one of the 5 positions of the personal numerology chart, they are usually very out-of-the-box thinkers. They're like the savants, the people that don't really see eye to eye with what's going on. They're already in the future, and their challenge is to not dumb down to fit in, but to hold on to their big vision. The postures to create harmony in this 11th body is, the first one is Sat Kriya. So you can do Sat Kriya sitting in easy pose, in full lotus, in half lotus, or you can sit on your heels. That's the traditional way. You interlace your hands, or you can keep them flat together like that, or you interlace them and extend the index finger up. You raise your arms up. When you say Sat, you pull the belly back towards the spine. On Nam, you release that. Your focus is at the third eye. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. In our books, we have many yoga sets and meditations to help bring each of the bodies, and in this case, the embodiment of the 11th embodiment, in a harmonic. You can do any of those yoga sets or meditations for the 11th embodiment. The other Kriya or asana is to sit on your heels with the hands on the floor next to you, next to your knees. Inhale in this up position, and then you bow down to put the forehead on the floor, and you exhale. So it's inhale up here, and then exhale as you move down. And you can just continue this bowing. We've done it for many long minutes. 11 minutes you can do bowing. If you ever at a place in your life where you just don't know, you're just stuck, and you need some help from this 11th embodiment to see a bigger, brighter future, bow. Just do a bowing practice. You can go out in nature, sit on the ground and just bow down, inhaling up and exhale, and then you bow this and put the forehead all the way on the ground. And just continue that. Now, the next one is Bound Lotus. Now, this is a Kriya that I have done for many, many, many years, probably for over 20 years now. And I do it every day because once I stop, I know I'll never be able to get back into it. It took me an entire year to get into this posture. I used lots of, and you can catch up with me and talk to me about if this is interesting to you. Bound Lotus is a posture for liberation. It is a posture, an asana that crosses all the different yogas that are in the world. So I start off going into a full lotus. So again, you need to be warmed up to be able to do this. Your legs are, so now I'm forming a figure 8 here with my legs. I'm going to come forward with my body a little bit to grab onto my left toe, my right toe, which is now on the left side with my right hand. Then I'm going to come around with my left arm and hold on to my left toe. I'm going to take a deep inhale up here and then exhale as I lay myself down and put my forehead on the ground. And you can stay here for however long you feel comfortable there. Again, I mentioned that it took me an entire year, so don't rush this thing because it'll cause you pain. Nutritional support is khichdi, is one of those really traditional Ayurvedic recipes for a very balanced healing food. There's many recipes out on the internet. Preparing meals that contain all the 6 tastes in balance: sweet, salty, bitter, astringent, pungent, and sour. And when you read the newsletter, it'll have all the different, some ideas as to what contains those tastes. The balance of these tastes is believed to hold your whole projection in balance of your energetic being. So I'm not going to read through all the different foods. A balanced meal in Ayurveda does contain all these tastes in one meal, okay? It's believed to support various bodily function and maintain harmony within the body and the spirit and the mind. Now, this suggestion is for all bodies and this 11th embodiment. But before you start eating, to just take a few deep breaths. You can bless your food if you want, but just take some time to kind of center yourself, then receive the food. And when you're done eating, try to sit there for just like 5 minutes without getting up and doing the dishes or doing your next chore. But be like a European or someone from Asia, and you just stay seated. You have your little cup of tea. You connect with people after you finish your meal just for a few more minutes. That really helps you to balance your energy as well. The 10-body treatment is another support for the 11th embodiment. All the yoga meditations that we talked about, going through a ceremony or a process to declare your past complete. You can take ribbons and write down everything that keeps you attached to your past. Put the ribbons on your altar and then do a little ceremony and literally cut those ribbons and then bury them in the earth. Something like that. You can just write it all down and then burn it in a candle, in the flame of a candle. But go through some process that you declare your victory over your past, so you can have that big, big vision for the future and not be constantly looking in your rearview mirror. Acupuncture is very good for adjusting and allowing the higher frequencies to be able to be part of your experience. Giving or receiving a healing gong treatment, Gong Baths, they're sometimes called, immersions. A morning practice that gives you greater flexibility, so really working on stretching and opening up. Never dumbing down for this 11th embodiment. Just don't do it. give other people the chance to level up, but not by you leveling down. Take the Bach flower remedy, impatience. You might have noticed people with 11s in their numerology are really, really fast, and they don't have much patience for those of us, mere mortals, that aren't quite that fast. Creating a 10-body checklist, now that you've had all the bodies and been able to review all of them, and review your high vision for who you came here to be. Okay, so I have a vision board that I keep up that keeps me directed, keeps my energy directed towards the future, towards a place where I want to be, an experience that I want to have, a behavior that I want to manifest. There are also supplements listed in full script for the 11th embodiment. And just remember, the first 6 bodies are, you're dealing with physical. You can take physical supplements and it really helps those. The further out you get, the further into the subtle bodies you get, the more this is balanced by how you relate to your life, how you show up from your heart, by how you can be connected to the subtle aspect of who you are. And that is more a meditative practice, a yoga practice, Tai Chi, eating really well, taking time to stop and pray and tune into the divine within your own heart. Okay, so this is the support that we have for the 11th embodiment. We have now gone through all of the bodies. All 11 are now recorded, and you can go back and check out, for whatever month you're working with or whatever energetic frequency you're working with the numbers. All the information is there for you to support you. I hope you have an amazing month. I hope you have an amazing life, and that there is nothing but more and more expansion and transformation from love, kindness, and grace. Sat Nam.